And we are live.
You're listening to the We Talk Nerd podcast about gaming, movies, and everything nerd. I'm your host, Brandon.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Rob.
And we have a couple of news to talk about this week. Got like a little intermediate period before some big games come out. But before we dive into everything, we'll talk to Andrew, see what he's been up to.
I have not been playing Black Ops 4, but I do see a lot of interest in that, so maybe
It's really taken off.
Yeah, I've been playing. I picked up, because since the Switch is really my only gaming platform other than the PC, is I picked up Fire Emblem Warriors. I know it's like a secret of mine that I actually like the Warriors series, and if you don't know what those are, it's like Dynasty Warriors and any of those, like Hyrule Warriors. There's something about, like, just slashing through hundreds of things in there, so I picked that up. I'm having fun with that. I still haven't finished Octopath. Would like to get back into that, but it's just really a time sink. And then lots of Destiny 2. Lots of it.
Nice. How about you, Rob?
So not as much time to play. Was kind of looking for something to pick up, something that'd be kind of lightweight, and I actually tried my hand at Magic the Gathering Arena. So
Is that new?
Yeah, the beta I guess just dropped, so it's
Okay.
it's
So it's an
pretty
early
much live.
look.
Yeah, it's kind of an early look, but it's got a lot of play. You can watch some Twitch streams on it. Day 9 and Fairlight Excalibur like to play it, so
Okay.
those are two
yeah.
streamers I tend to watch. So I've been picking it up, and even Ponyhoff and Disguised Toast have been playing. So it's
Nice.
starting to get pretty, like thousands of views, which is pretty huge for a competitive card gaming. It's not it's not 2015, 2016 anymore.
Yes, it's
but-
not the launch of Hearthstone anymore.
exactly.
And these aren't streamers that usually pick these kind of games, are they? I figured.
Well, so Day 9 hosts a Magic the Gathering show on.
Did Discord do it? So we're live streaming, and it's a possibility that Discord destroyed our connection, because I'm not getting anything from them. I might have dropped out, depending on who the host is. So just checking in. Right now we're seeing some technical difficulties. Yeah, Discord for the win. Yeah, so you're seeing this too. I'm just gonna check if it's on my side. It's not my side. I'm getting 100 megs down. So I mean, it's possibility that it's Discord, since a lot of these things do, at least especially on this live stream. There we go. Everything's back. I'm gonna check the Discord service just for kicks.
Oh, are we back?
We're back.
Yeah, it seems like it.
That's gonna take some editing.
It's all good. I mean, this is live, but the editing can be fine.
Oh.
So
I apologize in advance for you poor non-live listeners that'll have to try to decipher what Rob just said.
Sure, I have no idea what it sounded like.
Anyway, I think Rob was done. I've been playing some Assassin's Creed Odyssey, close to probably 20 hours now. Yeah, it's fun. I like it a lot, but I'm starting to feel that little burnout because I've played a lot of Origins. So I come across a big encampment where you got to kill like 50 million dudes in there, and I'm like, I'm gonna skip this for now. But the story's great.
Things about it. I mean,
The
I hear a
story's
lot of
great.
good things.
Yeah,
So.
voice acting's great. The person that does Cassandra, she's the voice acting's top notch. Story's really good. I'm really curious. It's actually got a little bit of a Shadow of Mordor thing going on with the mercenary system, and there's actually a cult system, which is sort of similar to the other Assassin's Creed stuff. But the mercenary system is really cool, where it creates some mercenaries that come after you, and you kill one and they get replaced by a different one, and you kind of move up the chain as you kill them. So it's really cool to see the Nemesis system being adapted into other games.
Do you see this game being the same formula from here on out for Assassin's Creed? Do you see that?
Maybe some things, but I think since they're taking a break next year, that we might actually see some even the same kind of changes we've seen coming into Origins in the next series.
Just more RPG elements. It looks like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, which isn't a bad thing.
No,
in my
I
opinion.
could see them maybe going back towards the assassin stuff more, but even if they just keep it in the RPG realm, that's fun too. It's great. It's a great RPG.
Either way,
Yeah.
is what you're saying. Yeah.
Well, now that they've released the new, the new version of the consoles, won't say the next generation, but just kind of the new ones with like the 4K capabilities, you're really seeing them push the envelope on what these games look like and can actually do. Like, they're way more intense than they, should be.
Oh yeah,
for this point in time in the console life.
definitely. There's a lot of heavy hitters this generation for sure.
In comes Red Dead to destroy them all.
Here comes Red Dead. So we'll talk a little bit about it. What's going to make it so impressive? And besides that, I'll actually have a copy of Call of Duty to play starting tomorrow. And I'll join in on that train a little bit.
PC?
Cool.
Yeah, of course.
Nice.
PC Master Race, man.
Of course. I'm sorry.
So let's. I guess we could go ahead and jump into some of these news, and let's get going.
News.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, I actually might have somebody working on us.
Some transitions?
Some songs. Yeah.
What?
Man,
Nice.
we won't know what
Anyway.
to do with ourselves.
It's gonna be air. It's gonna be like air horns, and then like
Fancy.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have everybody knows Diablo. I guess if you don't know, Diablo 3 is coming to the Switch. Really, actually, they're getting a special edition Switch. I seen today. It's actually got a special edition Diablo dock and controllers and stuff. So it's pretty cool. But they're intending to enable crossplay across all the platforms that they're able to
that's good news.
for Diablo 3, of course. So.
That's
Yeah,
really cool.
I mean, I don't know how it works with controllers and stuff, but I don't see why they couldn't play with people on PC.
No, there's no hindrance of that. I mean, there's PvP, I guess.
There is PvP, but I don't think anybody does PvP.
No, but no one. I don't think I've ever touched it, so I don't think they're
I don't think
worried about
anyone
it.
does PvP.
Yeah, I think
But
they're
that's cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be good for them, for
cool.
everyone.
Maybe that'll be like one of their keys. So maybe if they bring Diablo 4 out this year, that'll be one of their key things.
Oh, you mean crossplay out the gate? I see your point. Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
I wonder what they'd have to do to really make that work, because wouldn't you have to pick it back up and allow for like Xbox and PS4 to pull that, and people already have you only have so many characters you're allowed to have on a given account, even if they're linked. So I'm sure there's people that have loaded them up on both sides.
Yeah.
Are you saying linked accounts, or are you saying, because this is just crossplay itself? It's nothing related to like downloading your other characters for your same account.
I mean, it may be just that whatever you have on one console is what that kind of thing.
Okay.
Who knows? Time will tell. But speaking of crossplay, Anthem is saying that there is no crossplay planned for launch.
They're saying a lot of things that there's not going to have for launch. So,
but I mean, we'll see. Maybe down the road. Maybe because it looks like Sony's kind of getting more lenient on it, and maybe they're going to join in on the fun.
I just like having crossplay talk. Like, some people are going to come out of the gates and just start bringing up their game, because it's all the hype right now.
It is kind of the kind of big feature right now for most games is crossplay.
Yep.
Which is nice. It's not something you would think about back in the day, playing on your OG Xboxes, and like, I really hate those guys on PlayStation.
Yeah, like we talked about last time. I mean, that is new. Just the whole concept. It's something that's never really been done before.
It's pretty impressive. Having all those
looking
systems,
forward to more of it.
the systems crossed and stuff. Yep. And speaking of Sony, they've confirmed that they are working on the next gen PlayStation. But I mean, I'm sure Xbox is working on the next gen Xbox as well. They don't really have specified like how in detail it is, or when it's coming out or anything like that.
Right.
But I have heard that there is a large focus on backwards compatibility, because that has been kind of the biggest negative for the PS4.
Yeah, because it's kind of staggered, right? You can't
I think the
play-
only way to do it is to do that streaming service, PS Now or whatever.
Right.
I think it's
Yeah,
the
that's the
only
only
way.
to do it.
And on the PS3, you can play some PS2
PS2
games.
games,
And then, it's all just very, very confusing.
Depended on what console version you had, because they had built-in hardware backwards compatibility, which was really nice. And then they took that away. with the new like the Slim when that came out.
Right.
So they dropped that. But yeah, for the longest time, like that original PS3 was really like a hot commodity because you could play pretty recent PlayStation 2 games, and those were still holding up pretty well.
Yeah. So I'm thinking they'll probably go the Xbox route where they have all these maybe enhanced editions of games and that kind of thing.
Well, you guys just don't like buying HD remixes of the same game? You don't
HD
like buying
Remix Volume 2 featuring
It'll dig into that because keep in mind they don't really do HD remixes on PC that often because usually there's like a mod out there that just does it.
You're right.
Like, could you imagine like paying for like an enhanced edition of Skyrim? It's like there's so many mods and changes and everything out there.
Haven't we done that already?
Yeah.
On PC?
On PC?
Like twice. There's like the special edition and then the special edition that came out.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a legendary edition and everything else.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, 20 years from now, it'll be a 20 anniversary. 20th anniversary. Yeah.
I mean, I bought the legendary edition of Skyrim for like $10. So, I mean, it wasn't like they got fancy names, but the price tag isn't quite as high.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, if I were to buy like the the enhanced edition of any mid 2003 or PlayStation 3 game, it's $60 for the re-release.
Yeah.
And Sony's actually working on releasing a new kind of like framework for their PlayStation Network. For those who don't know, like you can't change your name on PlayStation, like you're locked in. Apparently, that's going to be one of the new big features coming out in the next their kind of networking update is that you can finally change your name.
Yeah. So all you
Kinda
guys that have
overdue.
all you guys that have XX dash in front of and back of your name, you can finally change it.
Finally.
Are you thinking that they'll actually release any names like that'll be available?
That's
the thing. If you can change your name, but not any newer ones or any like shorter ones are available.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's true. We'll see.
Yeah, because when Xbox did it a couple years back, they released like some of like first year gamer tags.
Yeah, they do some some purging every now and then over there at Xbox.
Yeah, Xbox, but I've never heard it on PlayStation.
No,
maybe I just haven't been paying attention.
Well, I mean, there's never been a way to change your name, so I guess there's never been a need to purge before.
Sure.
So, but that's a good thing because I need to really change my name. But I don't know if you guys heard about this PlayStation message that was floating around.
Yeah.
So people's PlayStation, they're getting like it was breaking the console, quote unquote. It was a message that sent. It was what Sony said it would put your system in a constant reboot loop.
Yep.
Some people thought it bricked their systems. If it's happened to you, you can fix it. You can go into like the PlayStation messaging app on your phone. You can delete it in there. It'll fix it. You can factory reset your PlayStation, which deletes all your saves. That sucks too. But at least it's not a brick system. But I believe Sony actually has already put a fix out for it and it's kind of gotten it straight away. So, yeah, that's kind of crazy. I remember there was a thing that did to your iPhone a while back. You sent a text message and it'd make their iPhone restart, but it's pretty bad to make your whole PlayStation brick.
Yeah, it's basically a SQL injection. So whenever you hear about websites getting hacked, it's usually something dumb and small like this, where you sanitize your inputs, and then you store the sanitized input, and everything's happy. So you don't crash and brick systems, because you didn't pay attention to it. So
I mean, Sony
that's programming 101 there.
But Sony security flaws, it kind of goes hand in hand.
That's true.
That's true. Yeah.
But it's a learning.
If you've been affected by this, they're willing to give you a month of PlayStation Now. It has a $4 value.
Nice.
Something.
And the game's are yours to keep for
as long as you have
PlayStation of the service.
No, it is a positive that they were able to turn that around quick. So
yeah, it was pretty quick. Less than 24 hours, I think.
Yeah.
So pretty impressive.
Well, people not online are not buying things, so
yeah,
they're not buying FIFA packs if they're kicked
not buying
offline.
FIFA packs. This is true.
So their trigger on the other end is like, we see a drop in FIFA packs. There must be something wrong.
There's something going on.
Oh, they're watching it for sure.
Oh man, flip the coin. We'll go to Microsoft real fast. They're actually finalizing a deal to buy Obsidian Entertainment, and those are the guys over there that worked on Fallout New Vegas and Pillars of Eternity.
Yeah, what a great studio.
What do you think this means, though? Is it is it a dying company that we're not going to see anything from, or is Microsoft going to maybe publish some games under them?
Well, CRPG is really making a bit of a comeback. I mean, Co plays like 2 of them right now, right? He's been playing Pillars and then the Pathfinder.
Yep.
Oh, they do the South Park too.
Yeah, they actually did the first South Park. Yeah.
Okay.
Fallout New Vegas is probably their not their largest one, but you know,
most well known.
Yeah, probably their biggest seller.
Mm-hmm. I think they might have done back in the day, and that's the Old Republic too.
Yes, 2. Yeah,
I like that game.
Yeah, they did a follow up after BioWare.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're known to be a very quality RPG generating shop. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to see what they can do. I know they've been somewhat limited with like finances and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully, with Microsoft having just ridiculously deep pockets and being able to pay for anything, the problem is like most big acquisitions of development shops, things tend to eventually get a bit of pushback. So
right.
I'll be curious to see if they really let them do their own thing and let them keep being Obsidian, because what they make is absolutely amazing. It's gonna be buggy, but it's amazing.
Yeah. For me, I think this is the start, and this is a great start for Microsoft getting their first-party development, in gear comparative to PS4's library, which is at the moment just like constantly is like a factory of good games. Microsoft needs a lot of help here.
They're on a losing streak, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, no. I mean, Forza Horizon was good. They
Forza Horizon, but it's free.
Halo's coming out.
Well, that's the thing. Microsoft kind of gives all their first-party games out, quote unquote, free.
Yes,
but I think there's a strategy for
that.
that.
Corner now.
There's a strategy for that, though. I think because for the streaming service, but
yeah, might be a strategy behind that. I mean, it works out great for the players anyway.
That's right.
So sure. Oh, if I could end up getting the next Obsidian game for nothing, that'd be pretty amazing.
That'd be great, right?
Yeah. It will be 5 years before that happens, but
yeah,
who knows? I mean, Microsoft bought Bungie back when that was supposed to be a Mac exclusive.
That's true. They did buy Bungie after everybody left.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Speaking of studios and people working together, we have we talked I think a couple weeks ago about CD Projekt Red hiring Studio Digitalscapes, which is the multiplayer focused team. That developer team is working on Cyberpunk 2077, so could be seeing some multiplayer stuff come for that.
Yeah,
I wonder. Well, I mean, I'm curious at least.
I'm not sure how that would work, but
yeah, sure.
Curious. We'll see. Maybe we'll have a the Grand Theft Auto Red Dead Online type situation, or we could
please don't do a battle royale. Please don't. Do
Cyberpunk battle royale.
They got all those cowboys parachuting in, looking for horses to run in before the Twister gets them. I could see it.
Yeah.
So who are you to take this away from me, Andrew?
you can have that. You can have it.
Oh, I'm sure we're going to see some Red Dead 2 mods or game mode. Well, no, they let you make custom game modes in Grand Theft Auto Online or something. We'll have battle royale mode, I'm sure.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Jump in on horses. Be great. But speaking of some Red Dead, it's closer to release. We're actually hearing some stuff about the main story being 60 to 65 hours long.
That's
just for the main story.
That's crazy. That's
probably what it was for the original, right?
No,
probably. I'm not sure. I mean, the original
I played Red Dead. It was like 20 hours max if you really.
Oh, if you didn't do anything else, though, right?
No, I mean like if you did a lot of everything else. I played that and it was 20 hours doing a lot of extra things. So this is good. No, I'm saying this is great. Like triple. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some cool little stuff coming out of that. Or one cool thing, but apparently in the NPCs will actually give you some directions involving routes to take on the roads and actually landmark. It's like they go so far west on this road and then you'll see this landmark tree and what you're looking for is to the right of that. So if you want to get play super immersive, turn off your hood and stuff, you can actually still find things without relying on your quest markers and that kind of thing.
So the Game of the Year edition.
Yeah, games are going back to that.
Oh, sorry. I was going back to the Red Dead for there's a average playtime. There's I went to GameLengths.com, and minimum time is 15 hours. Like in between that, average time is like 30. So I was like around 20. So yeah, it's about right. And that was the Game of the Year edition. So just put that as perspective.
Nice. Anyway,
so this is triple.
Rockstar said that the last couple months leading up to the release of Red Dead, that their employees are putting in over 100-hour work weeks.
Wow. I feel bad for them.
That's pretty
terrible.
hefty time.
Yeah, I mean, there's just no life going on at that point. I mean, I guess you'd have to really love what you do to be able to make that kind of sacrifice. But hopefully there was some either compensation involved or just something that allowed these employees to get back to good, because you can't work 100-hour weeks and function as a human. It just does not work.
No.
Like,
I know
you
someone
need to be able to turn your brain off from time to time, and you don't get that with that.
I need to message my friend that works at Rockstar. I need to see. I need to see if he's alive or sleeping under his
desk. If he's just a zombie.
Yeah.
Just checking on him.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's hopefully this was a labor of love, and I hope that kind of shows for Red Dead, because that's a lot of time to put into it. And since Red Dead 2 is already out, we're already hearing some stuff maybe about the next Red Dead game or Rockstar game, and they're supposedly maybe doing some voice casting for Bully too. Did you guys ever play the original Bully?
Yeah,
I did. Yeah,
it was a really good game.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was kind of everything Rockstar put out at that time was just getting in trouble for like being, but it's really not that bad in terms of like what's actually going on. It's just a kid making some trouble and trying to survive in
private school.
I was gonna say middle school. Is that right?
Yeah,
definitely private school.
It was fun though.
It was like middle. Yeah, it was a fun little twist.
It's a cool game. It was odd to think I'm playing a kid going to school having lots of fun.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's a cool thing to look forward to. I'm interested to see what they could do with that. But I think Andrew has some WoW related stuff to talk about.
It's funny because I have the WoW related stuff to talk about, but it's just one of those things where I looked into Reddit. I saw a very interesting post.
It's very big on Reddit.
It's your boy Asmongold. He gave he doesn't release videos apparently often, but he released the one yesterday. It was like 35 minutes long or something about the state of BFA. I listened to the whole thing. I think it was well put together. He has a lot of passion for the game, but long story short, he misses the grind for items, the loot, and he makes light of some interesting choices that Blizzard made as the game progresses from like WoD to Legion to BFA. So I think it's I think it's a great listen if you're a WoW fan or unsubbed or subbed. I think he has some really good insight, but also he got a lot of flack for it because after that video, he all the people came to try to comment and say, hey, if you don't like the game, unsub. Right, that's usually the response from the internet.
Right,
but as Asmongold, he gave, in my opinion, a very, very, very good, professional, well thought out response to everyone, and that's also worth it a read. Because honestly, for those people that do put a lot of time and effort into the game that they play most, they're passionate about it and they kind of want to see change. And the best way of doing that is to release, video, tell the developers how you really feel. So it's just one of those things where I just think it's good for anyone that plays WoW to see where maybe some hardcore players are getting at.
I'm kind of curious to see what the state of WoW is going to be at BlizzCon, because the general populace of WoW are not happy right now with what BFA is doing. So,
I mean, I don't feel the same way. I'm a filthy casual, but you know, I have good friends that, you know, carry me through stuff and I get loot, so I kind of feel good about it. But, you know, for the people that do put in hundreds and hundreds of hours into it, those are the people that I think are more passionate about it. And, yeah.
I think they may have taken a step in the wrong direction since Legion. I kind of like some of the changes that came into Legion and not some of the things that have kind of taken away with this expansion.
What were the reviews on BFA?
That's a good point. I didn't really read them.
I liked it, and I really like the leveling experience, but the in-game experience so far has kind of been lackluster. I mean, we're not that far into it, but like I'm not really finding many reasons to log on besides to do some raids.
So it just kind of dried up for you.
Yeah.
I'm in agreement with that.
Now I see that it is sitting on roughly an 80 overall.
It's decent. I get me wrong, but things need to change for it not to get very stale and stagnant and going forward.
Yeah.
Well, and we're talking about patch 8.1, right?
We're not even in 8.1 yet. We're still in the 8.0. So, yeah, you know, we're still in, you know, very much release aspect.
Sure. Well, Metacritic is currently sitting with, on the user review side, 36 positive reviews, 12 mixed reviews, 234 negative reviews.
Oh, okay.
So the trolls are speaking. Whether or not they've got a point remains to be seen. But yeah, user score is 3.2 right now on Battle for Azeroth. So at least the public perception is Blizzard missed the mark on this one.
Yeah.
You think they can come back?
Yeah,
I think so.
No, I think they can. They have really talented developers. Yeah. I mean, there's some positives, right? The cinematics are very much improved. The storyline is very much improved. I think that aspect fantastic.
There's some story stuff that I don't agree with.
But they have some talented people. Let's just put it that way, and they can change some stuff around. I'm sure
they can change some things for sure.
But I mean, it's unique now. It was like every other game when it first came out in terms of the structure, the $15 a month for the MMO subscription, the content being what it was. Games aren't like that anymore. Games are free to play now, or like tons of DLC, or you pay for, it's rare that you find a game that is this consuming of your money and time nowadays.
This is true.
Like, that's so focused, because usually it's like, okay, Fortnite or something is one you can hop in, hop out of. Although I think maybe the interest can wane pretty quickly. So I'm just kind of curious to see, what WoW's future looks like. I really thought it was going to be done in like 2012. So who am I?
I am very surprised they haven't kind of released maybe a free to play version. That's I mean, there's free to play up to like level 20, but I'm surprised it's not further along.
Rob just deleted my next story point.
I've seen that.
I totally forgot. Honestly, I totally forgot to say that I was been playing Maple Story 2. If you guys want to hear about it, that's fine. But if you don't want to hear about it, that's cool too. Because it's a free-to-play MMO.
Mm-hmm.
Free-to-play MMO.
Yeah.
Maple Story 2. It's like Diablo. It's like Diablo mixed with a hardcore RPG. But it is as light and casual as you want it to be. So, I just put that out there.
Great.
I'm playing a little bit of it.
Okay.
A little bit. Just a little bit.
So tell us about Magic the Gathering Arena.
Sure, love to. So it's not Maple Story 2, but
gosh,
Magic the Gathering has a pretty strong following, but always in kind of the paper format. Have either of you played Magic the Gathering online? It's also referred to as MTGO.
I have not.
Yes, I have.
So if you had to talk about the UI UX experience of playing Magic the Gathering online, how could you sum it up?
1993.
Yeah. It's like JPEG graphics of the cards. You stack them. There's no animations. It's a very blank looking game. However, it is very realistic and follows along with all the rules and everything else. So, I mean, it's very extensible in that way. Like, you can keep bringing in the new packs and they all work. All the stuff's been figured out in the background, and you don't have that many bugs. Then Hearthstone comes along, and basically people are sick of playing, strategy games quite like that. They really want like something fast and a little bit more casual. So that's really what this is. This is a much faster gameplay, tons of animation. In fact, extremely high production values, to be honest. This is a pretty looking card game. I mean, up there with like Hearthstone or Shadowverse or any of the other ones that are in rotation. And it's Magic the Gathering, which is kind of surprising that people are able to play it in such a fast format, because there's a lot of times you sit down and play this game competitively and you could be playing for 40 minutes. And for online games, you want that quick hit. You play, you win or you lose, you're done, you're on to the next thing. So, I couldn't imagine playing a 40-minute long game of Hearthstone. You just wouldn't see it, right? So I think the most I've ever done would be like 15 minutes, and that felt like torture. So they had definitely had to fix that part of Magic the Gathering to make it work appropriately. It is free to play, and they throw cards at you like right off the bat. You get 5 decks to play with of the different colors. They're constantly giving you new cards. You can, of course, buy some through the store, so you have those options. And they are the same cards that are, for sale on paper in the stores. So they have the same stuff available, same rules, same meta. It's pretty interesting, and it's a nice way to get into it. The one challenge I had is that when people would rage quit against you, there's a little timeout timer that goes through, and they have to go through 3 timeouts before it just like kicks them out of the game and they're done.
I think it's on Hearthstone as well.
Yeah, that takes a long time for that to go through. Probably like 5 minutes.
Hearthstone's like 30 seconds, like if that. 5 minutes is
Hearthstone,
crazy.
Like the longer it takes, it gets faster and faster until they're kicked out. But.
Yeah, I know you had that last one where it just starts with a rope immediately, and if they don't play, it's like it's done. So they do something similar with this, but it takes quite a while. There was a game earlier today that I was winning, and I've been playing the green deck, which is basically big dinosaurs and big monsters, and I had board control and dropped 2 big 10-10 dinosaurs, and the other guy had nothing there, and instead of just conceding or like gracefully bowing out, he just, I guess, stood up and walked away from his computer, leaving the game running. So I was treated to a 5-minute wait as my dinosaur sat there and waited to smash his face, which they never got to because it finally timed out. So that's the only quirk I've really seen so far. Is that part is probably could be resolved. It's certainly more of a learning curve than Hearthstone is. So if you're used to that, it's a little more complex. It's not one person plays and the next person plays. Magic's a very much a interrupt type of game that you don't get to see in Hearthstone, but you can see here.
Just talk about the stack.
Well, I'm not going to get into that.
Yeah.
If you're into Magic the Gathering and you're not currently playing online, this is I think a good way. You'll have fun with it. You'll know the meta. It's all the cards you're familiar with. If you're new to Magic or you're interested in getting into Magic, this is a good way to dip your toes into it and see, okay, how is this? And is this something that I'll enjoy? Watch some streams, do the tutorials. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of rules. It certainly helps that I've been playing for a little while, very casually, but I've been playing for a few years now. And if I wasn't, I think it'd be a little bit harder to get into. So with all that said, I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. The main reason for that is you have to play on PC. There is no app version. I would have preferred to, play it on a tablet or on my phone. It is not there. It's also pretty hungry. So I have a Surface from 2015 that I can certainly play Hearthstone just fine on. This game just chugs along. There's a lot going on there. So I was really surprised that it was so intensive for a tablet.
You said this is still in beta, though, right?
Still in beta, but either way, it should run a lot smoother. And on my PC, it runs very smooth and it's very nice. So, overall, I think it's a good entry. I'm going to keep playing it. I don't tend to have a long attention span for these things, so we'll see how long I play it for. But I'm enjoying it for now.
Nice. Sounds pretty decent.
Wait, so you're saying I can play Magic for free instead of paying buttloads of money?
Yes.
Oh, great.
Yes, because if you go to a store and play at the games there and you win some, they don't give you packs. You have to have some skin in the game.
It's like, congratulations.
This one you can do like quests and everything, and you can unlock new cards. I mean, there is a path to it to play for no money, which is, I mean, Magic the Gathering is known for being a very expensive game.
That's right.
Yeah.
So if you get your
We
Magic
know
Gathering
people.
fix, yeah, exactly.
We know people.
Cool. That's cool review. Thank you. Check
So
that out.
some sad news from me. It made my heart sink when I heard this. But after 2 seasons, Marvel's The Iron Fist on Netflix has been canceled. So there's not going to be a season 3. But they did say that we will see Danny Rand again in the Marvel universe somewhere.
Do you think it was just the first season was just too much to
Definitely.
overcome? Because I have not watched the second one. I couldn't tell you. I know you'd said it was much better, but that first one was so bad.
Just from general, reading Reddit and seeing what other people think, a lot of people said that, season 2 fixed all the mistakes and that they're kind of upset because of the cliffhanger that was at the end of season 2 really made you want to watch the next season. And so people are kind of upset that we're not going to see it kind of come into fruition.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we'll see him maybe in a Heroes for Hire with a crossover with Luke Cage, or if they might do another season of the Defenders, or if maybe they might even pick up a new show over on the Disney streaming service. Because I also seen some things that might have been that Marvel's making a play at trying to pick up some of these heavy hitters from Netflix and put it on their own, their own service.
Yeah, that makes sense. There's not a future in keeping Netflix, pumped up with all these great shows. So
Right.
They got to bring them in house at some point.
So if Disney does end up, making their own show out of it, I will be really happy because I was really looking forward to the 3rd season. The ending of the 2nd one really set up something that could have been really great. So I was incredibly disappointed with that news.
Sure. Yeah, I didn't watch the 2nd season mainly because the 1st season was just so bad.
Yeah.
And it's on my list, but that list is, it's way out there. Like I still got Defenders, Jessica Jones season 2.
Yeah.
Luke Cage season 2.
Yep.
We Daredevil hasn't had season 3 yet, has it? I don't think it has.
I think in a couple days we will have season 3 of Daredevil.
Yeah, I might just watch that and not care about the others.
That one's gearing up to be really cool.
Oh, and Brandon's
Daredevil's been great.
Brandon's last week suggestion. Maniac, or was it? Yeah.
Was that week before last, or was it last week? I can't remember.
Either
It
way,
was last week.
that one's probably on the list too.
That one's good. That was good. Yeah, keeping with the kind of the Marvel trend, Ryan Coogler, he is actually going to write and direct the Black Panther sequel. So if you know him,
why wouldn't they let him?
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, it's only a $1.3 billion movie.
Yeah.
The first one, why wouldn't they just say, "Oh, hey, you get to do it again"?
So, if you're wondering if
he's
the
legitimately
sequel
talented.
Yeah.
This isn't just like, hey, they struck gold with the character. Ryan Coogler has made some very good movies. Fruitvale Station, Creed. He's been involved in a lot of good stuff. And I think it just goes to show that there's talent out there that maybe hasn't traditionally had a way in to being able to write and direct these huge projects. So good for him. I'll be looking forward to it. I'll certainly be watching it.
Yep. On the kind of flip side of that, James Gunn is going to write and possibly direct Suicide Squad 2 for Warner Brothers and DC Comics.
Take that, Marvel.
Yeah, I like this next line you have. Not a direct sequel.
Yeah, they said that the Suicide Squad 2 is not a direct sequel. So I think they may be implying that we may see maybe a reboot with the series, because if you watch Suicide Squad, you will know that it is a big flaming pile of garbage that won an Oscar for costume design.
Yes. Academy Award winning Suicide Squad.
Flaming garbage can.
I did not enjoy Suicide Squad. It wasn't very good. And I was kind of happy to see it kind of pooped on, but people still went to go watch it. Like, it still made like $800 million. It was a huge hit.
Have you been keeping up with Venom? It's topping the box office right now, even though I thought it was.
I haven't heard anybody besides you that's watched it. Everyone, all my coworkers are.
And it's on top of the box office.
But what else is out there? Just the Lady Gaga movie, right?
There's that one. There's First Man just came out.
You know what? That looked like a dud.
The people just want to
Actually-
watch movies right now, but they can't.
I went
It's
and
just-
watched a Bad Times at the El Royale. That was okay.
Oh yeah, that actually looked kind of interesting. Was it cool?
It was a labor because it's a 2.5 hour long movie,
Okay.
so it's a labor to watch it. But it was very interesting, I'd say.
Yeah. It's one of those like goofy, quirky mob type of movies, like I don't know, like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, or Snatch, or maybe even like Smoking Aces is one that it kind of reminded me of, at least the appearance of. Yeah, there's a couple of things out there like that too. Don't they have that hotel where all the assassins live that just came out?
Oh, I'm talking about. I'm not sure what it's called, but yeah,
Yeah.
that movie. There's some movies out there, but Venom's topping them all.
No, it's what I'm saying. I type in box office, and then the top things are all about Venom.
Yep.
They're all about like Venom is here. Watch it again.
No,
Well,
I'm hearing
what did
a lot
they
of people-
say?
people love it. Apparently, the
Venom
general
proves
35 on Rotten Tomatoes or on Metacritic.
Venom proves that superhero fatigue was always a myth. That's like something like that. It's just
It's
Venom.
odd.
User scores is mostly positive. Probably about
Yeah.
half the people think it's a little better than half think it's good.
Mhm.
The other half are mixed or negative.
All
Mostly
right.
negative of that mix.
I guess I'm gonna have to see it, guys.
I'm going to see it. I'm just not going to see it in theaters.
Yeah.
It'll be a a rental.
Yeah, I may have said it in the other when I did the review for it, but it's a movie that turned out to be really goofy when I think it should have been serious.
Right.
I'm not sure how they wrote it. I don't know if it was supposed to be goofy, but it definitely came off as goofy. I didn't like it.
So James Gunn's gonna start the new series of DC. and
He
he's
may
gonna make-
bring in the Suicide Squad may be the Guardians of the Galaxy for DC.
That's right.
Oh, well, I
Make
think
stuff.
before that's going to be the Joker movie, right?
Joker movie comes out a lot before that, and we might see if that might kickstart DC
Ooh,
episode.
who's directing that one?
That one looks good. The
Yeah.
Joker movie. That's with Joaquin Phoenix
Mm-hmm.
is the Joker, and
Joker.
he's super creepy looking. He's such a good actor too. Like I think that could be
good Joker.
Yeah, I think it'll be good for him. But Jared Leto's still floating around out there, and I guess Jared Leto's supposed to also be in some kind of Marvel thing coming up soon too. So
Yeah, I forgot we talked about that as well. I forgot what it was.
right, all right. Venom's box office is sitting at 377 million. When did it release? Is this its second or third weekend?
The first weekend of October. So this is the third. This past weekend was the second weekend. We're coming up on the third weekend.
Right. So we're coming up on the third. That's a lot of money then. and the thing is that the drop was not particularly huge for that. Let me see.
Mm-mm.
Box Office Mojo has it.
While
Sorry,
they're doing
I know I'm derailing us a little bit, but I'm
No,
just
you're
like
fine.
so curious about this. Oh,
Last
you know what?
little-
It's foreign. That's where
Oh.
it's coming in at. It made 80 million opening. That's number one. It made, I guess, another 60. Yeah, that's not bad. If it held on to that much business over the next weekend, that's fairly successful. It means people are enjoying watching it.
I don't know
And
how-
passing the news
They're your
along.
people.
Hey, you guys should check out Venom.
Yeah, maybe we'll go see it.
I've had a lot of people ask me, like, have you seen Venom? I'm like, yes, it's awful. Then go see it. And they're like, but everybody says it's so great. And I'm like, no, it's so bad.
That's cool though. Okay, nice. All right.
But last little bit of news is that there's a Dracula series coming from the Sherlock team, the BBC and Netflix.
Okay.
So if you're into the Dracula monster stuff, got that coming.
Yeah, I love that stuff. That's huge.
Could
Did
be
you
good.
guys ever watch like Penny Dreadful or
Uh-uh.
any of that stuff? That's a pretty decent series about
I watched the Count
monsters and whatnot.
on Sesame Street.
Yeah, he's
He's watched Twilight.
It was so weird when he drained Big Bird of all of his blood. Just such a shocking scene.
It's a really turn for the show.
Well, they gotta
Anyway,
get them views.
so It's I don't have the song for this yet, but it's time for Rob's
Comic Corner.
Yeah, man, we got right to it this week, didn't we? So,
Yep.
yeah, so I'm going to talk about one of my favorite series. Tipping my hat already a little bit. It's called Vision Volume 1. The name of the arc is called Little Worse Than a Man. So, what I've decided to do is bring in some descriptions from other places so that they're a little more fleshed out than just my notes that I've written down, and just to be able to give you the tagline. So, the description from Amazon is: the Vision wants to be human, and what's more human than family? So he heads back to the beginning, to the laboratory where Ultron created him and molded him into a weapon. The place where he first rebelled against his given destiny and imagined that he could be more, that he could be a man. There he builds them: a wife, Virginia, 2 teenage twins, Viv and Vin. They look like him. They're like the same colors as the Vision from the from the MCU, like what he looks like.
Yeah.
They look like him. They have his powers. They share his greatest ambition, or is that obsession? The unrelenting need to be ordinary. Behold the Visions. So they move into like this suburban town, and they're just like, we're the Visions. And it's just this mom, dad, 2 kids, and this like little like alien looking
It's
android
like the cone
dog.
heads or something. Like
Yeah, basically.
That's
so
cool.
It's really cool because they're actually all Vision. He is all of them, but he is, because he created them, and he's kind of like this like greater like hive mind type of
okay.
type of
I
being.
gotcha. They're not
So
individual.
even though these are not in his body, like because they're outside of his body, but they still share like the same mind. So they're like still interacting and stuff, like talking about like how their day at school was, and there's even stuff like, well, how my day at school went, and you like observed it.
Yeah.
And there's just this like kind of a funny dichotomy there of him trying to be human, and there's just no way that this android can be human, but they try like everything that they can. So, and actually towards the end, there's a bit of a kind of a psychosis going on, to where he's trying so hard that things are almost like ridiculously happening, like the wife, like after just 2 weeks, is like, I'm not happy in this relationship, and I think it's like, I want to like, but you can't leave. You're him. Like, you're the same person, right? So, so his whole thing is, it's a great deconstruction of Vision. He's not quite achieving that. He wants to be human. This is mainly because of his love affair with Wanda Maximoff. So, from the movie, Scarlet Witch and him were an item, and they ended up leaving. They broke up, and he actually is trying to talk to his wife Virginia, much like he talked to Wanda. So it's very interesting, because he'll say, hey, don't you remember I told you this? And they'll be like, oh, we never had that conversation. That's one you had with Wanda. So the wife is like jealous of the memories, and she knows when he's thinking about them, because they all share like the same brain. It's really crazy. It sounds humorous, and there certainly is some humorous situations, but it's really more of like dramatic and serious, and really kind of thought provoking, at least from this type of comic. So, I call those smart comics. So, you're not going to see a bunch of fighting and villains or whatever else, but there's still tension, and there's still, a story to be told. So sometimes very intense, and sometimes it's like really sweet at others. So for the first series, the first 6 issues, I think you can get it next to nothing on either Amazon or Comixology. Trades are probably a little harder to come across, because it wasn't one that they published like tons of copies of, because they weren't quite sure what the audience would really look like for it. But it ended up becoming one of those like cult classics. And from just a couple years ago, 2015, I'm really hoping they would do this in the MCU, because they certainly could, and I think it would go over really well.
I wonder if that would work as one of those shows they were going to put off on their streaming service about the heroes that don't have their own standalone movies.
Yeah, it'd be perfect for it because the Vision, it's really the makeup and whatnot for him, like to look like that. But they could certainly do it, and it's done in such a way that it's really more for like an episodic telling. As much as I like to see it as a movie, and it could be, it could also be like a limited run series, and I think it would go over really, really well.
That would probably work really good.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give it 9 out of 10. It's an instant classic.
Wow.
I think it's one of the best comics I've had the pleasure of reading. It's very different, and I think you have to know that going into it. Like you're not going in to see Vision fight, Ultron. That just doesn't happen.
That's really cool because I really wanted to know more about Vision. I mean, there was a small blip of him becoming human in Ultron, but that was kind of very short lived, and they didn't dive into like who he is or what he does. It's just kind of like he's there and back, and he can do some special powers, but not like deep stuff.
Yeah, they just don't have the time to really put into there. And reading comics, like if you can use the imagination to kind of fill in some of the gaps between the panels, that's a quote from a movie. I don't if I'll tell you that one in a second, but you can really get so much more depth about the heroes and what they're like, and it helps make watching these movies a little bit more enjoyable. Like once I started reading more of like Thor, and then I rewatched Thor Ragnarok, it was just so much better because you're like, okay, I know about those things, and now like Stormbreaker, his axe that he put in Thanos's chest, there's a whole storyline behind that. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
So yeah, there's a great movie, since we were talking about James Gunn, I'll just throw it out there real quick, called Super, starring Rainn Wilson from The Office. I don't know if that rings any bells or if you guys have seen that, but it came out probably like 5-6 years ago. But it was directed by James Gunn, and it had Ellen Page in there, and they had this whole thing about like, why aren't we constantly out there fighting bad guys? And he's like, this is what happens between the panels.
Yeah. Cool.
There's a whole line for that. So I always like that quote.
Nice.
Anyway,
that's all we have this week, I think. Yeah.
Have we had a 10 out of 10 comic yet?
I might have given it to Lock and Key.
I think you did. Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know that I try not to give anything a 10 out of 10 because everything can be improved on. But
I think you gave it 9.5, and that's what you said. I think that's what you said after. Yeah, it's like nothing's really that perfect. Everything can be, but it's
everything has its down moments, or just okay, that didn't quite work. But it's so subjective. If I give something a 9 out of 10, I mean that's me putting the highest praise I can on it, right?
Yeah.
I remember one week we had like 2 10 out of 10s for like 2 different games.
Destiny 2, obviously.
Yeah,
Maple Story 2.
Wrath of Osiris, or Curse of Osiris.
Wrath of the Lich Osiris.
Yeah, so I guess that's kind of it. So, Andrew, if you want to, since we didn't get to do it last week, do some promotion stuff.
Do some promotion things, Andrew. Like, I will do that for sure.
Do your job.
Do your job, Rob. So, we're part of we're all part of this PixelPub community, and it's a fantastic community. I'll tell you more about it. You can go into pixelpubgaming.com and you can see all of our clans. That would be Wrath Incarnate for our Destiny clan, and we have a Warframe clan, an Alliance, I think, because there's multiple clans. You have the Batman Pajamas for World of Warcraft, and they're like what are you guys, like 2 out of 8 Mythic?
3
out of Mythic. So now you're like top what? Like top 20? I think they're like top 20 in the server. So that's
really
huge.
Yeah,
and they've been doing a fantastic job.
Huge.
Just for some community news out there, we made some new channels so you guys can talk and chat and talk. That's FPS, all for FPS games that we didn't cover, like Rainbow Six Siege or Overwatch. MOBA channel is Fallout 76, just for preemptive measure. I'm pretty sure that's going to be pretty big in our community. Black Ops 4, it's being used right now. I mean, people are talking about it. People are joining on all platforms. Check that out. Battlefield 5's coming out. Battle Royale, of course, for Fortnite stuff if you want some of that. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in the community. Some big news coming up. We're doing a giveaway a day. A giveaway of a game every single day. We're doing a lot of the
man, that's
giveaways. So
huge.
I mean, you gotta think about this. Like, if you're joining a gaming community, free games, a chance at a free game every day, join up. All you have
Some
to do
solid
is
games too.
yeah. All you have to do is just like talk with us. Just start typing up, communicate with just start talking in any channel, and you'll get XP, and you'll.
You can come hang out
join
in
there.
the We Talk Nerd channel and say some stuff. We'll talk to you in there.
That's right. That's right.
Definitely.
So where can they find us for We Talk Nerd?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. We're all around you.
We're
All
everywhere.
everywhere. YouTube.
There's not a lot we're not on.
That's right. So if you I'm sure you can Google We Talk Nerd podcast and run any of those. But yeah, that's it
Yes,
for us.
Whatever you're listening on, make sure to subscribe or share or like or follow, whatever it is on your preferred means of entertainment. Just kind of stay in the loop on things and tell everybody about us. We're glad to have you here live. If you want to come join us over in Twitch chat.
That's right. Twitch or YouTube or on Mixer. We're on all three.
Yeah, we're live at all those places. And we always, we give the heads up when we go live, and it's usually always on a Monday around 8:30ish. But yeah, that'll be it for us this week. See you
That's
guys
it.
later.
See ya.
All right. Bye.